My name's Julian, and I'm still haunted by the night my brother David vanished. It was 1985, a sticky August evening in rural Pennsylvania. We were just kids. Me, 11, David, 13, alone in our family's old farmhouse, a creaky relic from the 1700s that always seemed to whisper in the dark. David was my hero, the kind of brother who'd sneak me extra cookies and tell ghost stories that left me wide-eyed. That night we were sprawled on the living room rug, the radio buzzing with Springsteen, the air heavy with summer's end. Our parents were out probably at some church potluck back when leaving kids home alone wasn't a big deal. David nudged me, his grin lazy. "Yo, Jules, grab me some Hawaiian punch, huh?" I groaned but shuffled to the kitchen, just steps away, the front door in sight. The windows were nailed shut, had been since the last folks lived here, nobody saying why. I poured that bright red drink, the jug glugging loud in the quiet. Took maybe 20 seconds. When I turned back, David was gone. "David," my voice cracked, expecting him to pop out laughing. The living room was dead still, the radio's hum now a low growl. My pulse kicked up. "This ain't funny, man." I checked every corner under the couch, behind the dusty curtains. Nothing. I tore through the house, heart hammering, shouting his name. Kitchen, bedrooms, even Mom and Dad's closet, empty, untouched, like he'd never been there. He couldn't have slipped outside. I'd been right by the door and the back was bolted tight. Then I saw it, the basement door right off the living room, yawning open. It had been shut when I left, its rusty latch always stuck. Now it gaped, a black maw swallowing the lamplight. I froze, my breath shallow. That basement was my nightmare, a damp, lightless pit of stone and dirt like something out of a horror flick. David used to tease me, saying it hid monsters. I clutched the glass Hawaiian punch, sloshing, and yelled, "David, get up here." My voice echoed into the void, unanswered. I screamed his name till my throat burned, but the silence pressed back heavy, alive. I couldn't go down there. I was just a kid, and that darkness felt like it had eaten me whole. I sank to the floor, tears streaming, the glass tipping red, pooling on the wood like a warning. When my parents' tires crunched the gravel at dawn, I was still there, a sobbing mess by that door. I stammered it all, David, the kitchen, the basement. Mom's face twisted in panic. Dad's went hard, like he was bracing for a fight. They searched, shouting his name, their voices breaking. I mumbled about the basement door, how it had swung open. Dad grabbed a flashlight, his jaw tight, and went down. I curled up on the couch, praying he'd drag David up, both of them chuckling at my freak out. But when Dad came back, his face was gray, eyes hollow. In his hands were David's clothes, his Metallica T-jeans, socks, even his boxers folded neat as a funeral. He dropped them and staggered upstairs to Mom, silent. I crawled to the pile, hands shaking, the fabric still warm with David's smell, sweat, and teenage bravado. It was everything he'd worn stripped clean off him. Upstairs, Mom's screams mixed with the phone's dial tone as she called the cops. Dad bolted outside, yelling into the fields like David might answer from the corn. I stayed there, staring at the clothes, the basement door looming, its shadow stretching toward me. Cops swarmed in radios, crackling boots thumping our warped floors. They combed the house, the woods, the endless fields, nothing. They poked around the basement, their flashlights cutting the dark, and called it empty, just stone and damp earth. They grilled me. Did he say anything, hear anything? I kept pointing to the door, how it opened on its own, but they brushed it off. "Kids wander," one said, like David just strolled into the night. I knew he didn't. He was in that house, in that basement. I felt it, a sick certainty in my gut. Weeks turned to months, the town whispering about kidnappers or coyotes. By spring, the case was unsolved, a cold file. Everyone moved on. I couldn't. Our house became a tomb. Mom erased David, his posters gone. His clothes donated, his room a bland guest suite. I hated her for it, her cold erasure, like he was a stain to scrub out. Dad sank into his field, silent, his eyes distant. Me, I carried the guilt like a stone. If I hadn't left him, hadn't poured that stupid drink, would he be here? The basement door taunted me always. They're always watching. I swore I heard it creak at night, daring me to look. When I was 16, it called me back. I was shelving DVDs in the living room, the house quiet, when a smell hit me. David smelled like his old bedroom detergent and boyish musk. It oozed from the basement, curling through the door's cracks. Something snapped in me. I ripped the door open and charged down, no flashlight, just blind need. The air was thick with him wrapping me like a ghost. "David," I screamed, voice raw, hands clawing cold stone in the pitch black. "I know you're here," I yelled till my lungs gave out, till Dad found me curled up sobbing in the dark. "Ain't nothing down there, Julian," he said, but his voice shook. He couldn't smell it. Thought I was crazy. I didn't talk for weeks. That smell burned into me, proof David was close trapped. I bolted at 18, scraping cash for a dingy apartment an hour away. By 20, I was free, swearing I'd never go back. I pieced together a life, odd jobs, then air duct cleaning work that kept my mind blank. My parents stayed their marriage cracking like old plaster. Mom got breast cancer 3 years back, stage 3, and moved to a care home near the hospital. Dad, bullheaded, kept farming till he fell off his tractor, busting his knee. He couldn't walk right, so he joined Mom, deeding me the land for nothing, begging me to move back. No way. That house was a curse. I rented it to Matt and Sarah, a young couple in their 20s, ignoring Dad's gripes about outsiders in our home. Last week, Sarah called, voice trembling. "Julian, there's a smell in the basement, like something died." My stomach dropped, the past clawing back. I said I'd handle it, my tone steady, my hands shaking. Next morning, I drove out the Pennsylvania field, stretching like a bad dream. Matt and Sarah waited in the driveway, faces pale. "It's rank," Matt said, pointing inside. I grabbed my old work gear, mask, gloves, goggles, and stepped into the house. It smelled the same dust and decay, the air heavy with memory. The basement door stood there, mocking me. Dad had wired it for light years ago, a lone bulb now hanging below. I flipped the switch and went down each step, a heartbeat. The basement was small, maybe 15 by 10, its stone walls, slick air, thick with rot. The smell clawed at my mask, sweet and sick like meat gone bad. 3 walls were stone, but one was wood, its planks bloated black with mold. The stench poured from it. I should have called someone, should have run, but David's ghost pulled me. I tore at the wood splinters, snagging my gloves until a crack of light broke through a hidden room. My breath hitched. Something pale, fleshy curled in the shadows. I ripped faster, wood crumbling until the wall gave way. What I saw stopped my heart. It wasn't human, not anymore. Curled tight, its skin was bone white, melted to the skeleton, fingernails and toenails stretched long, coiling across the dirt like spider legs. It breathed a rattling wheeze that filled the silence. My mask fogged my hands, shook. "David," I choked out. Its head lifted slow like it hurt to move. The face was a ruined, flesh-sagging mouth, a gaping slash, but the eyes, those blue eyes, were David's, full of pain, pleading. It tried to speak, a wet rasp like drowning. "Julian," it growled my name, a blade. Questions screamed in my head. How was he alive? What did this to him? Was it the house, some evil stitched into its bones? I couldn't ask. I ran, legs numb, up to my car, yanking my handgun from the glove box. Don't ask why I had it. Years of fear, maybe of knowing something wasn't done with me. I went back down, gun heavy in my hand. David was standing, swaying, those nails scraping the dirt. "Julian," he said again, and I saw my brother, the kid who'd shared his Walkman, who'd promised to always have my back. I fired the shot, splitting the air. He fell still, and a piece of me broke with him. Footsteps thundered, Matt and Sarah drawn by the blast. Their screams echoed as they saw him, but I was gone, out the door, tires screeching. I've been driving 2 days, gas stations blurring past my mind, a storm of guilt and horror. I'm in Kansas now, fields flat as despair. I didn't shoot David because he scared me. I shot him to free him from that thing, that prison of flesh. But I don't know what happened, some curse in that house, some force that stole him and twisted him. What the hell happened, I whisper, and the road stays silent. I don't know where I'm headed. Part of me wants to follow David to end it. Part of me keeps driving, chasing escape. That house is still out there, its basement, waiting its secrets alive. David's eyes still burn in my mind. Whatever took him, it's not done. And I'm afraid it's coming for me.